today what I wanted to talk about is our confidence. Okay, how to build confidence and how to overcome fear is kind of the topic that I'm talking about. So to start off, we're going to do a little game here. Okay, I want you to close your eyes and visualize yourself standing on the edge of a cliff. It is 500 feet drop to the bottom. The wind is blowing behind you, and you're looking down. I don't know if you have a fear of heights, but how confident are you in your balance? How does it make you feel as you're standing there? Do you feel nervous? Okay, so now let's switch gears, and still with your eyes closed. Now visualize yourself, you're in a crowd. You were supposed to be someplace and you're in a hurry, and you look down and you're still in your pajamas. You haven't done your hair. You haven't brushed your teeth. You as you're sitting there, you realize, oh crap, my breath stinks. How does that make you feel? Are you feeling really sure about yourself? You're going into a meeting with somebody. And how often, you can open your eyes, how often do we look in the mirror and not like what we see? I'd say for 99% of the people, most of the time, that's the case. We are confident in some areas of our lives. We're not confident in all areas of our lives. What is confidence? What is confidence?
Being prepared.
Being prepared? Confidence or self-confidence, self-esteem, they're almost interchangeable.
Acceptance.
Acceptance. I like that one.
Presentation. How you present yourself to
How
the
you
world.
present yourself. Confidence is the belief you have that you can do or be whatever you're trying to do or be. It's the belief that you have about yourself. That is confidence. It's not arrogance. Now, arrogance is an overgrown belief that you're better than everybody else.
Confidence on steroids.
And it is not confidence. In fact, arrogance is often a mask for a lack of self-esteem or a lack of confidence. Arrogance is there's 5 different masks. So I'm gonna pass this around. Men tend to have more confidence than women. And this is just by age group. There was a survey done, and by different ages, how confident are those people? And in the 20s, about 30% of women and 40% of men feel confident in different aspects of their lives or have high self-esteem. As we get into the 40s and 50s, 60s, then men and women are about equal, but there's still only about 50% of the people that feel confident and feel that they could do whatever it is they set their mind to doing. As we were doing this little visualization, just from visualizing, we felt nervous. We felt scared. We felt unsure of our footing or unsure of ourselves. Or we felt that, people are going to judge me. People are going to look at me. And so that brings our confidence down, right? Because we're worried about what other people think. So here are the stats. The stats, I'm going to pass this around too. 70% of girls believe they are not good enough or do not measure up in some way. 62% feel insecure, and 75% of girls with low self-esteem report self-destructive behavior. Cutting or purposely hanging out with people that are not good for them, drinking too much, different things, self-destructive behaviors, sleeping around, okay? Because they're trying to gain confidence through the feeling or through other people. What people say about them matters. That is one of the whole points of social media, right? Well, social media should be to increase our network, to increase our connection with other people. Where social media becomes a bad thing is when our confidence only stems from the likes or what people are saying about you. So my whole presentation is, what can we do to build confidence? And so one last little stat, confidence, as I said, is not arrogance. There are 5 different masks that people pretend to wear to show people that they're confident. Some of it you see on social media all the time. You see it among your friends. You see it among yourselves. These are things that you may do. The first mask is, oh, how nice he or she is. You know? And that's where you're overly pleasant with people, or you're overly saying, oh, this person is just wonderful, when you're just mentally judging them, right? The second mask is, let's find my, the second mask I call the woe is me. No matter what, it's always somebody else's fault. Woe is me, I'm having a bad day. You know, my mom didn't treat me right, my dad didn't treat me right, my friends, they're all judging me. These people don't like me, woe is me. They're looking for sympathy. They're not confident. The third is the macho. This guy, the macho, you know, machismo, you see it in Latin culture a lot. It's the stereotype. But the macho is the guy that he can do anything, and he can do it better than anybody. And he'll swear a lot, and he'll tell you how it is, because he's trying to be the man. And the next one is the boaster or the pretender to be the greatest of all time, the GOAT. Okay, that kind of goes along with the macho, but the macho is much more in your face. They'll be the ones to get in the fight. They'll be the ones getting into abusive relationships to be the abuser, because they have to show that they are in charge. Now, the pretender or the boaster, pilots get accused of being this quite a bit, because we like to exaggerate. So there I was, you know, going Mach 2 with my hair on fire. Okay, but there's a difference between being confident and exaggerating your stories and being unsure of yourself, so you're exaggerating and pretending and being the greatest of all time because you really don't like yourself, or you really don't like where you're at or how you are. So there's a great difference between that. So would it surprise you that as you gain weight, which everyone gains weight as we age, but we don't have to, we're talking about health, right? As we gain weight, our confidence decreases, our self-esteem decreases, because we all have a mental image in our head of what we are. You know, I look in the mirror and I still see myself as a 22-year-old, just got done with basic training, 150 pounds, only muscle, and, you know, did gymnastics. I wasn't a competitive gymnast, but did gymnastics, so I had muscles. I still see that picture. I also had a full head of hair, but still see that picture in the mirror. We all have that mental picture of ourselves. And the problem, and where our confidence decreases, is when that mental picture and the actual picture don't line up. If we let it, and that's the key. So now I'm gonna go into the steps. What are different things? There's 9 different steps that I've come up with that can help us, help you, to achieve greater confidence, greater self-confidence, greater self-esteem. So the first step, that mental picture, we have to accept it. Not the mental picture, but the picture we see in the mirror. We have to love ourselves first. Look in the mirror and accept that we are how we are. Not wish we were different. Not wish we were somebody else. Not wish we were this or that. Accept ourselves for ourselves. Is that easy? No. There are different things you can do. I was just reading, one technique is to sit in the mirror every day for 10 minutes, look at yourself in the eyes, and say, I love you as you are. And do that every day until it doesn't feel uncomfortable. For some, that may take 1 day. For others, it may take 6 months. Okay, that's the first step, is we have to accept where we're at. If we don't accept where we're at, we don't have a place, we don't know where we are to measure our success, or are we moving forward or backwards. Unless we accept where we're at, are we gonna really change? No, because first you have to love yourself. And then the next step is, if you desire to change, to make that mirror picture and the mental picture align more, the next step is it has to be a decision. We have to decide to change and not look at the past and say, well, I've done that in the past and I can't do that. The words can't immediately start eroding the confidence path, right? So we have to decide to change. And then here's the hardest part. For some people, actually for me, this is probably the easiest part of gaining confidence. But then again, in most areas of my life, I've always had a lot of confidence. I am a pilot, and so I do have that pilot mentality of, being very sure of myself. But in other areas, I do need to work on my self-confidence. When it comes to that staring in the mirror, I know there's things that I need to change. And so the hardest and possibly the easiest is a decision. You have to decide and remind yourself every day not to care what other people think. Is that hard?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to care what other people think?
Because in life we feel like to achieve our goals we have to impress those above us that will help us achieve our goals. So we have to make that impression.
Interesting
First
word.
impressions
Impress.
are important, or we've been taught that they're everything.
What else?
So we were taught day-to-day is a popularity contest, when actually it's not. And we're not in high school anymore, where we're trying to impress the peers to be accepted. And we want acceptance from our peers, whether it's our high school classmates or our coworkers or our bosses, whomever we interact with. It's very hard.
How often do you not open your mouth in a meeting where you know that what they're saying is wrong, but you don't open your mouth because you're afraid of what everyone else in that meeting is going to think about you or say about you? Even though you may have the right solution, which could save your company money or save time. It's the hardest thing is we worry about what our family thinks about us. We worry about what others say about us, especially on social media. Oh my gosh, am I getting likes today? Oh, they made a bad comment about me. Now I'm going to be depressed. I'm in a company and I'm trying to help others, and someone said something bad about my company or my product. And our head sags. And we let it affect our own belief. Because what is confidence? It's your belief that you have about yourself and your capabilities. And so we let what others say challenge that belief. And when we do that, we're giving them power. We're giving other people power over our lives. Now, one of the best analogies, and I actually used this in a blog I just wrote this week. And I wrote a blog and I titled it The Story of Your Life. And one of the best analogies is our life is a stage. Or, Shakespeare said that our life is a stage and we are but actors upon it. But we are all actors in the film of our life. But most people are either the secondary actor or extras in the film of their life because they've given everybody else power and everybody else in their life the opportunity to play the lead role. Mothers often give the lead role to the husband and the kids. And they don't even know what they want anymore. You ask a lot of stay-at-home moms, what do you like? What do you want? Now that your kids are grown, what do you want? What goals would you like to achieve? And 9 times out of 10, they won't be able to tell you. Because they've given that primary role in their life over to other people. And so other people control the scene or the film. So do we want to be passengers on the train or be extras in the film of our life? Or do we want to make choices, make decisions, and take responsibility for our life? Only we can take responsibility for our life. We can give control over, but ultimately the responsibility is ours. Or we're just a passenger and we age and get to the end of our life, and the saddest thing is to look back on our life and just regret the things that we didn't do. The places we haven't been, the things we never learned, the people whose hearts we never touched. Serving others is not a bad thing. When we take responsibility and choose to be in the moment with, and then we become the lead actor in that play. When we serve others and only just give without taking thought for ourselves, that's when it goes from being the lead actor to the supporting role. Because, as Jess was talking about, self-care. Mental self-care and healthy living, lifestyle, healthy eating, it all affects us as we age. And so step 3 was take responsibility for your life. Don't be the supporting actor in the film of your life. Step 4 goes along with that then is you have to make goals. In order to build confidence, the best thing to do is make small goals that you know you can achieve daily. Make small goals and achieve them. As you achieve those goals, your mind says, I can achieve goals. So you start out small with small goals, that you can achieve every day. And as you achieve those, then your brain starts telling you, hey, I can do things. I can achieve the goals that I'm setting. See, I accomplished this whole list today. And then you can make bigger goals. And then you make bigger goals. And before you realize it, if you make 5 small goals a day and 1 bigger goal for the month and 1 bigger goal for a year, suddenly you get to the end of the year and you've accomplished 575 things that you set out to accomplish. And then you realize, wow. When you look in that mirror, you're changing, and you're not that person that can't do anything. So step 5, everyone likes this one. Step 5 is you actually can fake it till you make it. If you don't feel confident, you still need to fake it. If there's a goal that you're trying to achieve and you don't feel confident, you still should go for it and fake it. I heard on a podcast I was listening to, everyone here remembers Gene Kelly. Okay? That wasn't his real name. That was his stage name. But he was Gene Kelly for so long. He did in an interview towards the end of his life. He said, I've been Gene Kelly for so long that that's who I am. He became Gene Kelly because at first he faked it. It was a persona. And then he actually became that sophisticated persona in real life because he faked it until he became it. And so it is possible to do that. Step 6 is an important one. Step 6 is failure is okay. We have to accept that we will fail. Failure is not a bad thing. When we're moving forward, if you decide to go dairy-free, say, and you fail, you eat a hunk of cheese after a week or 2. Guess what? Tomorrow's another day. Start over. Failing at something doesn't make you a failure of a person. The problem is most of us internalize. We internalize a failure, a failing, that makes us a failure. And it doesn't. It just means that something didn't work and we need to try again. So again, it's a mental, all of this stuff I'm saying, it's all mental games. It's mental decisions that we need to do. And a lot of times writing down our struggles helps to get them out of our head. And so, Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times or 1,000 times, however many it was, before inventing the light bulb. And his assistant asked him on the 9,999th time, what are you doing? That failed. Why are we still doing this? He's like, no, I'm not a failure. I've just learned 9,999 ways not to make a light bulb. And that's the attitude that we need to start having. That will build our confidence when we accept that we're human, we're not perfect, we will fail. We'll fail all the time. I'm really good at failing. I'm also really good at getting back up and trying again. In teaching pilot training, the students, they fail every day. In fact, I purposely try to get them to fail. So that they learn from their experiences. Especially, I'm teaching in the simulator right now, so I can make them crash and die. Or I see the road that their actions are leading them to, and I let it happen so that they learn from it so they don't actually do it in the airplane. Failure helps us grow if we learn from it and we don't just internalize it that we are a failure. Failure just is. Don't internalize it. Hey, just a couple of more. Step 7, and this is something I recently have begun, and I love it. Okay? Step 7 is, I call gratitude in all things. And I started writing a gratitude journal every morning. Wake up, write 10, 15 things that I'm grateful for. Starts off the morning really well. Starts off the day, you start off the day with gratitude. It's hard to think down about yourself when you're grateful for things. So start off the day with gratitude. Maybe have a little journal, write in it every morning 10 things you're grateful for. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for the rain on the rainy days. I'm grateful for the cold. And, you know, I'm so happy and grateful to be in Columbus, Mississippi with all these good friends. Step 8, surround yourself with positive people. Sometimes in families and in organizations, there are poison people, negative Nancy's, people that just suck the life out of even the happiest times. It's hard when it's family, but just because it's family, do you have to bring them into your life to poison your mind? No, you don't. You can love them, but you can love them from afar. Surround yourself with positive people. Positive people, and confident people are optimists. Confident people see the possibilities. When you surround yourself with positive people, you surround yourself with a group of friends and family that is going to lift you up. Because we will all feel down. We'll all have bad days. We'll all have bad times. We're going to fail. Remember, we just talked about that. So we'll all have times when we need those positive people around us to help bring us out of our heads. And that's the key, is positive people are a support group. And we all need support groups. And the last one I want to talk about, and this will go into, I'm only going to do a 5-minute thing on overcoming fear, because it's one technique that I use to overcome fear, and it works really well. So step 9 is a confident person has fears. Everybody has fears. But a confident person has the courage to move ahead anyways. Okay? So how do we overcome fear? How do we develop that courage to open our mouth in that meeting? How do we develop that courage to do something scary, physically scary, mentally scary? How do we do it? Well, there's a technique I use, which has served me very well, and just like to share it with you. So let's close our eyes again, okay? And we're back on that cliff. It's a visualization technique. You're standing on the edge of the cliff. The wind's blowing at your back, and it blows you off the cliff. And you are falling down through the air. Your limbs are flailing. You're screaming at the top of your lungs, and splat. You hit the ground, and your spirit steps out of your body and looks down at the mess you just made. Open your eyes. If that's the worst that can happen. Fear is overcome by visualizing the worst that could happen and accepting it. That's how people step into, how soldiers step into the line of fire. Is they've already accepted the possibility of death. That's how, in a board meeting, if you need to speak up, you visualize, in your mind, you visualize everybody ridiculing you and yelling at you. And you accept it because you know you're right. You know, when I was learning to fly, I developed this technique when I was learning to fly. And I imagined or visualized that plane hitting the ground, going up in a ball of flame, me getting cooked, and stepping out of my body and looking at it going, well, that sucked. Accepted it, and never once had fear when flying. Done the same thing when I went skydiving. When I got up for the first time to talk in front of a group. When I've had to sit and tell commanders they're wrong. It goes back to, you use this visualization technique to go back to the not worrying about what other people think. Because if you've accepted that they may ridicule you, and that's okay, they may laugh at you, and that's okay, because it doesn't change who you are, then there's nothing that anyone can say or do to you. We listen, and sometimes a kernel of, oh, they may have a point and I need to change my view, but it doesn't change who I am. And that's the key here with this visualization technique. We overcome fear by accepting the worst possible thing that can happen and moving forward anyways. Just accept that it could happen. And then we move ahead. And just want to leave that with you guys, because I know our world is a great place. Our country is a great place. There is a faltering, though, of mental toughness. People are just not confident. And a lot of it stems from all the different things we've been eating, changes our, and our lack of exercise, changes our body composition, changes our mental state, and we are not happy with ourselves. When we're not happy with ourselves, then we lose that confidence. When we lose that confidence, we don't act when we know we should act. We don't step in when we see something that is wrong. We'll let somebody else handle it, because we don't have the confidence to do it. Or we start a business and we don't move forward with the business because we're not sure of ourselves. You know, my first 4 months in my business, which I've got my product over there, it's all set out, but my first 4 months, I thought I was moving forward, but I was afraid. A lot more afraid than I should have been. Worried about what other people are going to say about a bald guy in a hair care business. You know? And that's just silly, because I love the company, I love the business, I love the hair care, I love the skincare, I love all of it. So why do I worry about what other people think? And that got me thinking about this. We need to build confidence in people. I'm confident in 90% of my life. There's 10% that I'm working on. And we all have varying degrees of confidence. in different aspects. Some aspects, we are 100% confident. Other aspects, we're 100% not. So I hope that this helps to help you to look at yourself, because it's all the mental side of all this stuff. No one can really help you. It's all one-on-one, looking at yourself in the mirror. Personal development, mental toughness, all of that is one-on-one. You with yourself. You can't change anybody else. And that's where we make the mistake. And this is my final thought. We make the mistake thinking other people can change us for us. Nobody could make you choose to get off dairy when you love it and it's your life. Only you can choose that, right? Nobody else could choose that for you. And that's the thing. We have to make, it all stems to a decision. Do we want to grow? We're not stagnant. We're either progressing in our learning and growth, or we're losing. You don't have, I speak languages, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's true for every aspect of our life. And thank you for your time and all that. I'm gonna stop this now.